Welcome to the Application Delivery How-To video series. My name is Brandon Anderson. Today we're going to cover the topic of how to use tool flags migrating from legacy load balancers. Let's start with, what is the F5 migration tool? It's a Python script that converts F5 LTM configuration into an output that can then be imported into an object controller. There are currently about 40 optional arguments or flags that can be called to cover most of the migration use cases. The tool's outputs are in Ansible playbooks or JSON files for importing. The F5 migration tool is available in the Avi SDK or in the Avi Tools Docker container. The Docker container is a great way to go if you don't want to change any of the dependencies on your local machine. Here are some examples of migration tool flag use cases. The tool has defaults, so you don't need to call every flag unless you need to. For instance, if you are wanting to migrate to a non-default cloud, call the cloud flag followed by the cloud name. A non-default tenant, call the tenant flag followed by the tenant name. If you want to do some offline migration work, you can get the bigip.conf from the customer and use the -f flag to call the bigip.conf. When it's time to do the actual migration, the tool will need to log into the F5 to download the configuration along with their certificates and keys. Use the F5 login flags to accomplish this. The migration tool will merge similar objects. To stop this, use the no-object merge flag. If you would like to import the config using Ansible, use the Ansible flag. To place all the output files into a specific directory, use the -o flag and specify a directory name. The tool will create this new directory while it's running. API version is important, so always use the controller version flag. For any iRules you have converted into policies or data scripts, use the custom config flag to call the file containing those policies and data scripts. If you would like to migrate a subset of virtual services instead of everything on the F5, use the --vs filter flag to specify only those virtual services in scope. To skip migrating objects that are not in use, use the not in use flag. The tool generates logs and an Excel spreadsheet during its conversion process. If you would like additional detail in the Excel output, use the --vs level status flag. This will increase the amount of time the tool takes to run, but you'll get more in the output. Here are two examples of the full command to run with the migration tool. The first command shows how to run the tool offline using a bigip.conf. Since certificates and keys are not a part of the bigip.conf, the tool will create placeholder ones so that you can still import the configuration successfully into an object controller for testing. The second command has identical flags, but we are logging into the F5, downloading the configuration, the certificates and the keys, and putting all that into an Ansible playbook for importing. Here is a list of all the current flags supported by the migration tool, a short description of what each flag does and how to use it. The bold text are parameters needed for certain flags like names, software version, files, etc. Thanks for watching. Please check out our other videos in our Application Delivery How-To series.